Okay, so I don't even know what's going on right now. Today has been eventful. Forgot I had that on. Look at this. I need to brush it. Anyways, I thought a piece of paint fell off the roof and landed in my hair. Oh, my nose? Don't ask. It's got, I put on, it looks super big and white because I put on concealer because I got, it's all red. I don't know if I scratched it and it was bleeding or what. And I got a big zip. Okay. So I found concealer from like, I don't know, 8 years ago. So let me put it on. Now it's way too bright because I don't know. There, I thought I had actual, what do you call it now? Oh my god. What do you call it? Foundation. I don't know where I put it. I had it upstairs. Thought I brought it downstairs. I don't know where it is. So that's why I have a super bright nose. Kind of funny. Because see, it looks really bright. Yeah, so I got paint landed on my head. And I'm trying to... or something. Ow. So this stock stuff is crazy. At first I didn't understand. Yesterday I saw a hashtag said save AMC. I'm like, I'm not saving AMC. I think it's a Chinese company that bought out all the smaller theaters. And stuff. Why am I going to save AMC? Not like I had money anyways. But then I found out it's this GameStop thing where all the kids are trying to make the hedge fund guys lose money, which is totally nuts. And I'm like, that's awesome. But it takes people working together. This is the thing that happens. I mean, everything starts off, like I said, going back to Occupy Wall Street, right? If you remember how that went, that started out looking like something so long ago. But what happened in the end, they ended up just pooping in parks and being kicked out because they were just basically living in the parks. You know, I'm not saying it's if people shouldn't need to be living in parks, because that's what was actually happening. But they never had a leader, or they never had a plan, you know. This is much more something, because once it's been done once, it can be done all the time. Now I'm saying to myself, when the insurrection happened, right, and you had, they said, oh, it was all white supremacists, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. And they were like, oh, it's BLM, it's Antifa. I'm like, you know what, here's what I don't get. This whole 2020 and now into 2021, we've been all, what do you want to call it, oppressed by the same people. If you're a white supremacist, if you're in Black Lives Matter, if you're Antifa, you all have the same enemy, right? What generally happens when people have the same enemy? You know, you watch Game of Thrones, what happens? At some point, Jon Snow goes, McQueen, we have to go and we have to get Cersei to help us out because we got a bigger problem than the Iron Throne. Gotta kill the White Walkers, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, how these people, I mean, I hated Jon Snow. I thought he was the worst leader ever. Well, I guess he was better than nothing. So, now you have a situation where this is bananas. And it should be like, on every channel. I don't even know if they're going to properly cover it. But, let me see what CSpan has on. On NECN it says Market Mayhem. GameStop Stock Battle. I almost couldn't say that. Because it's, I mean, I never was able to figure out Reddit. I tried to go on a couple times when actors were doing Q&As or whatever. I was like, I can't read this crap. It looked like, what was that old forum? That when they, for the chat rooms, and it was just like it just looked like that, but crap. How Serena's husband made money off of that stupid thing, it just looks like nothing. Anyways, except a bunch of indecipherable crap words, like with no fonts, and anyways. So these people somehow did it. I'm shocked and appalled. I didn't understand what they were up to yesterday, so I was like, why would you want to save? It's not about saving AMC. Look, I like AMC theaters. Like I said, I saw so many movies with that Stubbs premiere not last year, God, 2019, you know, 2018 into 2019. So that was good in that way, but AMC bought up all the other theaters, and I know they muscled out smaller ones. So if it was really about saving AMC, I'm like, no. Because here's my thing though, right now, okay? If all the kids, and I'm saying kids because I'm assuming they're the ones who are doing it, because I assume that's who's on Reddit. It could be people my age too, but like I said, I feel like I'm too old for things that are my age sometimes. So I keep saying the kids. But if the kids have the stock coming back up, and the bad guys, the hedge fund guys, had it all the way down because they want to short it, which I understood shorts and all that stuff, and I always said if I got money, I would short stuff because I had watched The Big Short. So I'm not even saying that I would have thought those guys were bad guys, because I didn't know they were manipulating it so bad. I just knew, like, in The Big Short, Christian Bale did it, and he got a couple other people to do it too, and they made a ton of money. But of course I would have had like $2, but you know what I mean. So if these kids got the price going back up, which is going to force the hedge fund guys to lose a bunch of money, wouldn't this, and the apps that these kids use were like putting everything on hold and everything, and not letting them do it anymore, because they all do like little bits, they'll do like pennies on the dollar or whatever of the stock to actually have anything in it. Wouldn't, I mean, let's go back to Martin Scorsese and his hatred of the big theaters like AMC, and that hatred, but the multiplexes, the complaint that, oh, there's no place for the, you know, foreign films, the, you know, smaller films, indie films. And I've been saying for years, why don't Martin Scorsese, George Lucas, and Steven Spielberg, because they're all bros, right? Why don't they get together, buy a bunch of theaters that are out of business, make them their own little chain where they can play the you know, film festival type movies in more theaters across the country, because they've been complaining about how there's no room for them in the multiplexes, which it was George Lucas who started it when he made the theaters in what do you call it, I want to say promised to put like 3 screens at least for the Phantom Menace in order to get the Phantom Menace at all. So he's the one who nudged him out, but whatever. Anyways, so I was like, what, if they're the ones complaining, oh, there's no place for the small film, blah, blah, blah. I've been saying for years, why don't they get together, make their own theaters, or buy the small ones up that are going out of business, and then play them themselves, distribute it themselves. If they need to charge more because it's fancy shishi poo poo movies, then go ahead, charge people, you know, $20 a ticket to see the latest foreign film, and they see if they make money that way or whatever. Or, you know, charge $20 for popcorn or whatever to watch the latest, you know, Swedish film. I've been saying that for years. Why don't they just do their own thing? So my point is, if AMC is in dire straits, and those guys were trying to short sell it, but the kids thing is actually rallying it, so it's not really dead, why don't George Lucas, Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg bum rush in right now, buy it all up, become the majority stockholders in AMC somehow? I don't even know if you can do this. I'm just saying, could they? For all their complaining and all their stuff, if they're on the skids, why not buy it up, right? Wait, because they got a ton of money. They're not going broke anytime soon. Wait till everybody gets vaccinated. Redo all the theaters. They could be fancy pants so they can show, 70mm movies and IMAX movies. And then own it themselves. Decide what gets shown themselves. Charge whatever the hell they want. Have movies run however they want them to run. And then they can't complain about, oh no, there's no place for indie film. Make the place. Because that's what I've been saying. Make the place all this time. The place is sitting there. If AMC's really on the skids and the whole country's got AMC theaters, and you guys are still sitting on a stack of cash, because I'm willing to bet those guys made money. At least George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. I don't know what Martin Scorsese does with his money. But they're super loaded because George had sold Lucasfilm to Disney all those years ago. Don't think he just sat on $1 billion and said, oh, let me just put it, I'll just let it sit. He must have, him and Spielberg must have made a huge ton of money in 2020, just like all the other riches. They could all swoop in. They could make the price of AMC go sky high. All the kids who bought some can cash out, pay their stupid college bills, or have money to start with, money they need. And everybody will be doing everything they want to do. Why can't that happen? Why? Maybe it can't. I don't know. But I'm saying, because I listened to them complain so much, and I was in the bus sitting there thinking about it, thinking about everything going on, and I was happy that the kids did this, because stick it to the man. That I like that kind of stuff. But nobody ever gets it right. Like I said, the insurrection kind of was a dud. But if it's here, and like I said, after this, they cannot carry on business like regular anymore, because the kids know how to do it now, and everybody knows how to do it now. They can't keep short selling stuff. And if they can't keep short selling stuff, I feel like it's going to explode the whole thing. It might explode the whole thing. That could happen too. So my thinking was, what if? I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know. I don't know if rich people who are worth, like I said, $1 billion and whatnot, I think Spielberg's worth that kind of money, if they're just sitting on their money because they're scared, because they grew up with Depression era parents or whatever. But I mean, really, it's 3:24 in the PM. I'm gonna try to finagle this and put it up, and then we'll see if I come back later on, because I don't even know what happened. I just got home. I don't even know what happened.